Oh, Barclay, it's the final episode of Sherlock season and it's really sad, and what are we gonna do? You're right, the show must go on. Hello and welcome to Stuff You Like with me, Ursa. Yes, it is the final episode of Sherlock season today, and I am very sad, but have we got a humdinger of an episode for you? Jim versus Moriarty. Where is that music coming from? Thank you. In this episode, I wish to answer the question, which one is scarier, Jim or Moriarty? Stop that. Thank you. My working hypothesis? It's Jim. I mean, Moriarty is one of the most recognisable villains in the literary canon. Every character who has ever been even remotely based off Sherlock has had a Moriarty. How can Jim possibly compete? Well, the thing is, in the Arthur Conan Doyle stories, Moriarty really isn't that prominent. I mean, he shows up in how many stories? Yep. And he shows up personally in how many stories? Yeah. He was invented solely to kill off Holmes, which he kinda sorta does, and that is his only job. Sherlock, it has been previously noted, is an idiot hero. The kind of dumbass who will rush into danger headlong without pausing to think of the consequences. Holmes is less stupid, but he's not less brave, which is why a pale, thin, ducking, diving and hiding Holmes bursting through the doors of Watson's apartment is actually quite unnerving. You know why else he's scary? Moriarty is a softly spoken maths professor and a man well advanced in years. In his equivalent of the pool scene, he's perfectly controlled. I mean, Jim goes from naught to panto villain in 0.6 seconds. Moriarty comes and states facts and makes a threat and then leaves. So like a mathematician. Of course, once Moriarty leaves, then Holmes in the space of the next 4 days is almost crushed, burned to death, fatally assaulted, involved in a train crash. But all of those could be written off as accidents. They're not. Moriarty has arranged them, but he has arranged them as accidents. Jim is not subtle. I mean, he is capable of subtlety, but we'll get to this in a minute. When Sherlock is involved, Jim doesn't do subtle. He doesn't seem to be capable of it. Invisible fears are scarier than visible ones. That's why a weeping angel who never moves when you're looking at them and only moves when you blink is far scarier than a weeping angel who is moving while you're looking at them. But Jim still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Westwood.
His Westwood sleeve. Sure, Professor Moriarty is a criminal mastermind, but so is Jim. And sure, Moriarty kills people or arranges to have them killed, but so does Jim. Jim, however, has a little something extra. Jim is completely, utterly, bat-fracked insane. Moriarty is scary because he's aloof and manipulative, because he's a chess master with a finger in all of the pies, because he knows what you're going to do even before you do it. Jim is like that most of the time, but when he isn't, it's worse, because when is Jim not calm, controlled, and cold-blooded? When Sherlock is involved, all bets are off. Could you see Professor Moriarty getting a job as an IT technician just to chat up some girl who has a crush on his arch-nemesis, or arranging to have random people nabbed off the street and have bombs strapped to them just so he can communicate with his arch-nemesis? No. No, you couldn't, because that would be insane. And Jim is insane. It's the obsessive fanboy in Jim that's so frightening. Criminal mastermind, sure, that's scary, but the thing about that is it's remote. Jim kills Carl Powers for no stated reason. Grown-up Jim arranges to have random people nabbed off the streets and then makes them deliver messages. He's completely bat-fracked. Completely. And that's very frightening. He is an obsessive fanboy over Sherlock, and he's insane. Fear of Moriarty is fear of the mastermind, and if you get in his way, he will destroy you. But if If you don't get in his way, then he really has no reason to, you're just beneath his notice. The reason that Holmes is in danger from Moriarty is that Holmes is bright enough to figure out that he must be the criminal mastermind behind everything. Holmes is an actual threat. Very few other people are. Jim is just indiscriminately evil for the lulz. I'm not saying Moriarty isn't scary. I'm just saying that Jim is worse. He's young and camp and Irish and very well dressed, and he has mood swings like a very swingy thing. I haven't changed my mind. Jim is definitely more frightening than Moriarty. And that is my conclusion. Which rather pleases me, because to have great heroes you have to have a great villain, so I'm really looking forward to season 2 and what they're going to do. And that brings us to the end of the episode. I have prepared a celebratory montage of Sherlock. So long, Sherlock. We're going to miss you. But Stuff You Like continues regardless, so come back next week for our Halloween episode, where we discover what happens when the Matrix meets Twilight at a speed dating event and they decide to spawn. Okay, that was appropriate. See you then. Bye!